Hello, welcome to Something Like That with NAV. How you doing? How you feeling? It is good to have another episode on the show. And as usual, hey, guess what? We're no longer going to stream or rather put our podcast on Facebook, but instead we have upgraded our relationship, which means I got extra money. I got extra 50 ringgit, so I've started to use YouTube for all my videos. So please make sure to subscribe to the channel and click on the like button, click on the subscribe button, do whatever you have to do, and be sure to share it. But of course, if you're not the video kind of person, you would like to listen to the audio side of the podcast, well, good news is it's available on all streaming platforms from Spotify, Apple, iTunes, Google, you name it, like whatever we have it, it's there. You can't miss it. So all you have to do is type out Something Like That with NAV. Something is spelled without a G, yeah? And you'll get it on the show. And today, my guest, it's been a very long time since I had him on the show. We were just talking about it off air. He's been on the show last year, the very start of this podcast itself, and now he's back again. He is a stand-up comedian, a great photographer, and based on the conversation he has with almost everybody who talks about his beard, sooner or later, I know he's going to have his own show called The Beard, a special show just to talk about his beard, man. He's been doing that every single time, true or not. Anytime you talk to anybody, somebody has to bring up the beard topic, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, it is like one of the running topics for the last, I would say, like 10 years. I think so. Everyone knows me with the beard. So people who don't know me without the beard, they're like, what on earth is going on? And then
I watch a couple of your IGs and all. I'm guilty of doing it. I somehow or other bring up the beard topic, and it has to be there, man. It has to be there. So I'm not surprised if one day you start a show you call the beard. Just talk about beard, anything beard.
Yeah. I think that'll be pretty interesting. I mean, I'll get a different demographic to come and watch the show itself.
You never know, man. With all the beard, hairy people out there.
Yes,
but anyways,
yes.
It's good to see you, man. Prakash Daniel, the main man, the stand-up comedian.
Thank you so much for having me on the show once again. Yeah, it's been a while.
It's my pleasure, man. And I believe you have your own show going on, right? Let's chit-chat or something.
I mean, it's basically I just been doing like a Facebook Live thing because on October 1st, I'm putting up a show with PTX Live. And just to promote the show, I just decided to let's do a live show just for fun. So I don't know how long I'm going to do that. So yeah, Dude, I mean, just doing it for fun.
That's how this particular show started, you know. When we started was just MCO and everyone's bored to death. They said, hey, come on, let's do something. I went online, I did the show. And now before you know it, it's about 40 plus episodes.
Nice.
It's been going on for a year plus. So that's how it all starts. Let's do it for the fun of it.
And I think that's the whole idea. Yeah, because then you can see what else you can expand and introduce to the show and how I can bring the show into like a live show setting kind of thing, like a talk show kind of thing. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes.
It's good, man. It's good because there are many shows out there, but locally focused solely on stand-up comedians, I haven't come across. Are there any?
No, not really. I mean, Kevin and Zach has their thing going on, the Puppy and Grumpy show. They do it I think so Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays. And then I have another comedian friend, Brian. He's like fully only streaming on YouTube. So his shows are all on YouTube. So Monday he does like a topical thing. And then Wednesday sometimes he just like chats with the viewers. Then on Fridays he plays games. Like he streams playing games.
Okay. I see.
Yeah. So it's like So it's just like a variety thing that he does, and I mean, like he enjoys it. So so yeah.
It would be nice to have something focused on stand-up comedians, man.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have
really seen one. I know David Spade started one in the US, or one of the shows that was going on.
I mean, David Spade has been doing it for a while, I think so. I mean, then you have Joe Rogan, who's like like he's like now minting it because of his of his podcast. I mean, like Spotify bought over.
But Joe's show was like it has a variety of people coming on board, but
that's right.
Solely focusing on stand-up, that there aren't many. I mean, I don't know about the rest of the part of the world, but over here, I don't really see any.
Here, not really. I mean, like it's funny because actually Joe Rogan used to do stand-up. So yeah, and that's the thing. So like he's kind of like an all-rounder kind of guy. So I think so that's why he has quite a good following. But like here, I mean, the comedy scene is pretty much still small. So, like, if you want to interview all the comedians, then I mean, you have to get politicians on the show, lah. So,
no, there's a difference between comedians and jokers.
Yeah, because that's why Rizal Van Gazel, the comedian, he posted on Facebook. It's like, for people out there, stop, because like I think so the last few months, the situation of like the leaders of our country, they were just saying the most absurd stuff, and people are saying like, oh, y'all should do comedy and all that. So he posted saying like, please stop calling politicians stand-up comedians, because stand-up comedians, we are honest with what we say on stage, and we take full responsibility for what we say on stage. So yeah, when Rizal posted that, all of us were like, yeah, it's so true.
Yeah, well, it is true, man. It is true. It's like currently whatever I'm watching down there is like, oh man, it was nice, it was entertaining. Now it's painful, man. It's like nails on the
Yeah.
chalkboard right now, man.
I mean,
It's
it's like sometimes you are like, when you look at it, right, bro. I mean, like today, I think so was like what? I mean, like it's come to a point. I think so every Malaysian, we're like, we don't even care about the numbers anymore.
no,
Like we don't even know if it's like what 12,000, 14,000 or whatever not. And it's like, and you're just wondering to this, like I wrote a joke today. I say like everything in Malaysia is Malaysian timing. When we say Malaysian timing, it is Malaysian timing, and it looks like
Literally.
yeah, and it looks like the virus is only going to leave in Malaysian timing. It's like it was going to take like 2.5 years. It's like, Malaysia,
Kejap lah, brother. On the way.
Sarokok lu lah, bro. It's just
Oh man, it is because I think I had the same post going on today. I was a bit frustrated, but I wasn't angry. I was just frustrated because the thing is, like, once you said, okay, first it's 80%, then we're going to open up everything back together, and then now
Yeah.
it's 90%, and then we're going to go by sectors, and then first now we got to focus on the remaining 20% of who hasn't taken the shot,
Yeah,
and this
I
and that,
know.
and now there's a war going on because I mean, like, seriously, all jokes aside, I'm not going to get into this vax and anti-vax stuff, but there's sort of a divide going on, the blame game.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's like I'm not blaming it anyway. It's everybody has their own choice. You want to take, you don't want to take, or whatever. But of course, it is good for you to take. I'll say
of
that for
course.
much. But then again, it's like you created such a divide that people are so scared to see people. If like
Yeah,
the first
I
question
know.
is no longer, hey, how are you, Micha? No, hey, have you taken a shot already? Why
I know,
lah?
right?
What shot? And if you you've taken it already, it's like, oh, what shot have you taken? And
Yeah.
there's another divide on that part of it. It's like, oh man, I'm tired of
And
it.
it's weird because, like, I think the formation, or like the manufacturing of the vaccines created a divide. It feels like Pfizer is like freaking, like, like the most premium, like you buy like an
Amex.
LV bag, like,
Amex.
Amex,
Yeah.
like everything else, like, and Sinovac is like what, Maybank debit cherry card, it's just like
I don't know. It's the information that's coming out is like, oh man, I'm just like, could you just freaking just tell the fucking truth what's going on and just
Yeah.
let's get it over with and done deal, finish.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
idea. It's like
I
I
mean,
feel sorry. It's like I feel sorry seeing friends fighting among each other. Like some of them like feeling is like, I can't talk to that guy. That guy's a zombie because he hasn't taken the shot. Oh, that guy
Yeah.
has taken the shot. He's a sheep. Those kind of things going on. It's like, what the hell is going on, man?
I mean, I
Both
think,
those are still pocket kosong.
and that's the thing, because like at the end of the day, I mean, like, you'll come to a point, those who have not been vaccinated, right? Like, you give and take, like, I mean, like, any virus that is, I mean, like, from what I know, like what I've read is like any virus that'll be there for like the next 5 years, and then by 5 years, people are already immune to it. Like,
Yeah.
and it's going to be like, it's just going to be normal, and it's
Yeah,
like it is.
it's
I
just
mean,
the hype is just too much right now, man.
I know, bro. It's just like now, and the worst thing is, before the SOPs came out saying like, oh, if you still have one dose, you can go into the mall, or you can go somewhere inside, tapao food and whatever not. Now the malls are not even allowing people with one dose. You have
Exactly.
to have both doses to step into the mall. Like, because I got my second dose only like recently, because my first dose I only got it in July. I waited damn long because everyone damn kanchong. They went and did like whole, like, buying concert tickets. They did the whole thing. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to go through this. I'll just wait for the app. So I waited. I'm like, okay, fine. I got it in July. So and I got the AstraZeneca, right? And last week I got my second dose, and it was at PWTC. And I parked my car at the mall, opposite the PWTC is. So, and I'm like, so I parked my car, I came into the car park, and then guy was like, oh, bro, you cannot go in. And I'm like, but I'm going to go and get the vaccine. And then the guy made me like open my app and ask him to show me my what do you call it, the appointment. And I'm like, and then when I finished, I was going back. I want to take the entrance to go inside. The guy like, oh, you tak boleh lalu sini, kena lalu the. So he made me take the car park entrance. And I'm like, I just got my second dose, bro. Do you know how vaccines work or not? Like,
The best part is they make it sound like as if you pass by that place and that's it. You're going to spread a million radiated, mutated vaccine viruses going all about. People are paranoid. Here, they want to sell. The guy selling brinjal is putting a small signboard saying that only people fully vaccinated come inside. and then he's sitting down there all by himself, no customers inside.
Yeah, that's the
You
thing,
know?
lah. Because
Oh,
like
man.
I think was it the other day? Did I post on your Facebook status saying that like there are like at least 650,000 people dying out of the common flu yearly
Yeah,
compared to
exactly.
what has been happening now, you know? But like people totally forgot, like, oh my god, the flu, you can die from the flu.
Hey,
Like, you know?
mosquitoes no more, eh? No
Yeah.
more dengue. Mosquitoes has just vanished. No more mosquitoes.
And I'm like, oh man, like,
Oh.
I think that is something that I read. I think I posted on your status talking
Yeah,
about that because
I remember that. I remember
because
that.
like I think this part of the world, like Asian culture, we are very much we have a lot of superstitions and like beliefs and like and all kinds of things, right? And like and it's a, like doesn't matter, not just Southeast Asia, like just Asia in general. Like Asians are very much driven by fear. Like our modus operandi is like, okay, if something happens, you cannot go out, you cannot do this, don't take the
That's
risk.
it.
You know, we've always been motivated by fear. And then when this kind of thing happens, and in this time, especially in this era, like people's brain just went back to the cave times.
Exactly my point. It's like, dude, you got a problem, take the shot, maintain your distance, play safe. That's about it. Life
Yeah.
goes on, man. That's about it. You know, I had a friend who died because of this. That dialogue, I am sick and tired of that
Yeah,
shit,
I
man.
know. I mean,
You
I
died,
lost like,
boo-hoo. Sorry, I feel sorry for you. But then
yeah.
again, dude, everybody lost somebody, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I personally, I think I lost like four friends because of COVID, right? And I'm like, and one of
Yeah.
them was like, one of my friends from Indonesia, worse, bro, because my friend, I mean, I know both husband and wife, and like she died with the baby, bro, like
Oh,
five,
man, that's sad,
6
man.
months old. So you know, it's like but it's like, and he also was telling me the same thing. He said like, bro, it's not to say that, yeah, of course I'm devastated, but and we were vaccinated, but the
Yeah.
virus is just there, you know. You can't run away from it, you know.
Exactly. So you just
You
got to
know,
learn how to
so
live with it.
yeah,
Because
you know.
you see, the thing is, even the SOPs and now opening up sectors, you know, the problem is like they said, okay, I don't know, but is Comedy Club allowed right now?
Yeah, so Crackhouse just had their first show yesterday. They had
Oh,
their first
cool,
open
cool,
mic
cool.
with I think so like 15 people max as audience members, but then they
That's my
also,
point.
yeah, so they also have
15
tickets.
people max, right?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, but then again, you allow a plane full of people to head on to Langkawi for a holiday.
That's the thing. I mean, it's like, and I mean, this is because like, okay, of course the owner of the club, he wants to be safe and understand, and also, to be honest, the moment you start I mean, this is something in our country, like the moment you start anything that has got to do with entertainment, like the authorities are extra hardworking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, they're extra hardworking, and to be honest, our industry is the only one that practices the most, like the best guidelines, and we don't like get in trouble. Like I remember one of the fellas from the event guys were telling me like the government should have actually got the event industry fellas to handle the vaccination.
We would have done it better. But this is the industry that has bouncers, eh?
Yes,
We
no,
were.
yeah. I mean, bouncers
This is the
is one
industry that
thing.
started off the bouncers and maintaining security at the very start itself.
Yeah, and
You know,
I'm
before
like,
there was Rayla and Police Bantuan and all.
I mean, like you could have like easily vaccinated half of like half of the population within
In
like
2 weeks.
3. Yeah, you know, it's like you would be like done, like you know
We've
where to
done
get.
road shows,
Yeah, bro.
promotions, music festivals. We call it the vaccine festival. You know,
Yeah, you know, I'm
entertain
like,
while you
oh,
get shot. You
yeah.
know?
So I mean, it's just because like my friend, she left, so she had to leave Malaysia because she's Italian. So she had to leave Malaysia and then she has to go back because of she's been in Malaysia for like 15 over years or 20 over years, studied here,
Oh,
grew
man.
up here, but then because of like her visa situation, she said like, you know, I have to go back already, right? And then so she had to land in Serbia, and then from Serbia, then she made a transit to Italy, right? So she landed in Serbia. Apparently, bro, the vaccination hall is literally like a festival. You go in there, the people ask, what do you want? You want Moderna? You want Pfizer? You want Astra? And it's like every booth, you like, it's like PC fair like that. No, you just go
That's
where
how
you
you
want.
do it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how you do it.
And like
Oh,
everyone,
man.
and Serbia was apparently the only country that was actually opening up to all the other European countries, telling like, we got surplus, come to Serbia and get vaccinated.
I should have done that, man. You know, we marketed it, the whole thing in a wrong way, man. From the very start itself, the whole thing was depressing.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, you don't take. You're gonna die. You're gonna have this. You're gonna have that. But no one ever spoke that, hey, why can't you just get some fresh air, eat healthy, do some
Yeah.
exercise, and
Yeah.
as a bonus, take the shot.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like to be honest, like so a lot of my friends ask me like, "Hey, Prakash, why you never take any photos of you like getting vaccinated?" I told my friends like, I said, "This is in I mean, I'm gonna be 40 next year, right? Like in my 40 years of my life, this is something that I don't want to remember. Like
Exactly.
this is not an event that I want to commemorate. Like, oh my god, look, like, hey, let's celebrate this, man. I went there, I had to get this jab, like, like I
You know,
don't want to
and
remember
the
this
best
shit.
part is they made it sound like a celebration. You took a shot,
Yeah, that's the
dude.
thing.
I just jabbed a virus into your body, and you call that a celebration?
Yeah, so it's like, and it was funny because they were getting, because I remember when they first opened up the first the raffle thing, like they were giving it to like some so-called celebrities, influencers, so that they can put it on their Instagram and stuff like that, so that people will. And I'm like, seriously, I mean, you may have like 1.5 million followers, but like one WhatsApp forwarded message from an uncle to a family group, and they're not like, what, rasam is way better, man. I'm just going to eat
Yeah,
my bunga
exactly.
chengke,
You
like,
know what a way more effective? On Facebook Live, you have the people selling the second-hand shoes and Jolan bundle.
yeah,
They
bro,
should have given them the contract to promote this
dude,
vaccine. They
those
would have done
guys,
a better
dude,
job, man.
those guys are like crazy, bro.
I know.
I've gotten some like t-shirts and like shoes from these fellas, and
Oh
like they are
man.
like on point, bro. Like the moment,
Okay, sekarang
yeah,
type ni. Okay, dua ringgit sekarang. I was like, oh shit,
kita
man.
lock,
This guy is making
lock
us look bad
nombor,
way.
lock, kita lock sekarang.
And they can do it, man. They can really do it. A live stream, I think those guys should have a special award for them, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I've seen this guy. He opens a new bag like of like shoes. Because I'm a huge sneaker addict, right? So I usually just go on
Okay.
this secondhand sneaker things to see what are they selling, just to see the market price. And like this guy, like he will announce like, okay, today we are going to open one bag of Guni, all just Nike shoes, and then he'll lay it out. He'll put it on Instagram. Okay, tonight on my Facebook live at 10 p.m. Bro, they can sell off, bro, the whole bag. We're talking about 300 pairs of shoes sold off in
And
like from like 10 p.m. all the way to like 1 a.m. It's all sold off.
there's no need for any publicity or promotion or whatsoever. And the
Yeah,
amount of people who check out the views, I see the conversations going on. Dude, we spend money on Facebook advertising and all the other promos, Instagram, making posters. And this
yeah.
guy's coming with one word, locker, locker,
Look,
locker. That's it.
that's about it.
Finish.
And it's just one shitty camera,
I know.
and
And
that's
done
about
deal.
it.
I've seen people selling durian. I've
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
people
yeah.
selling oranges,
All
socks. I haven't seen underwear yet, but that's a matter of time, Unila.
yeah. I mean, it's just accessible. I mean, if you know how to make use of it, I think it's just it works for you. And I think that's the same thing that goes with like what we have been doing, like our industry, because I know last year they had like a small period where like I think 3-4 months where everything was back to normal, and then we did a
Yeah.
show at what do you call that, the KL Convention Center, Harriet organized and all that, right? And like, bro, it was like 500 people turned up, like it was proper SOP. People came in on time, left on time, all of us had a good time,
We
and I'm
thought
like,
life is back to normal.
yeah, but the thing is, that's the thing, because like I think it was what's his name, Iqbal, right, from Livescapes. He was talking about like how, like, why we are not essential, like why our industry is not essential, because like all these people in this industry, our industry, we are capable of like handling big shit, like
We're organized.
yes,
We're well organized. That's the
yeah,
thing.
I
Comparing,
mean,
even
like,
you look at example, for example, tourism.
yeah,
It's like as much as you say, everybody just flocks in and just goes everywhere. But if
yeah,
it was done in an event, everything would have been in control, well organized,
yeah.
and you could spread the whole thing properly. Or X amount of people coming on these days where you can visit. There's a whole thing going on, but
I mean,
I
like,
don't know, man. It's just like,
I know
why are
that.
we the last ones?
That's the thing, because
Get
like
rid of
I
the
just,
old people, man. Get rid of the old people on the top level.
yeah, I know, bro. I mean, that is I mean, like that one. Even if like you bring in new IKEA cabinets, it's not going to change, bro. It's going to be
Dude,
it's going to be the
these guys,
same cabinet from like the 1960s, bro.
these guys can outlive the dinosaurs, man.
I mean, like, okay. I mean, like, I don't want to get like all worked up
Immortals,
about.
lah.
I don't want to
No,
get
it's
worked
not
up
getting
about.
worked up, but I always
Like,
find the
but
irony of it. It's like,
no, that's the thing.
they keep
It's
coming back. It's like, it's like a bad rash. No matter what
yeah,
cream you put, they still come back.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how it is, you know.
And you
That's
think,
how these guys are.
and then you think the rash is healed up, but it's no, it's still there. You know.
Nah, it's just that. It's like cancer. It slows down, but never goes away.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, but anyway, let's talk about something much more important than this
Yes,
joke
yes.
is. Let's talk about why you're here in the first place. It is a show that's coming up on the 1st of October, and you're not
That's
going to
right.
be alone. And you're going to be
Yeah,
online, on screen with two
that's
of
right.
your other buddies. I've checked them
Yeah.
out on your live shows on Facebook Live. Pretty hilarious bunch of guys, man.
Dude,
Please tell
those
us, tell us.
so that show it's organized by PTX. PTX, I think so. They are coming up with this new thing called PTX Live Festival. So it's like a new platform. It's like basically like doing a live show. And it's like you pay in, people pay in, they come and watch us. And then there's a chat function there, so you just perform and then you talk to the audience. Yeah, it's not like going on a Zoom call or like
Yeah,
Google Meets.
I've been on
whatever.
one of those. I've been on one of those.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's more of a like a, I mean, we just perform and it's just a different thing. And for me, it's like I want to do something with PTX because I know maybe in the future if I'm going to use them for my shows or whatever not, I know it's going to be a good avenue to like work with them. So that's the whole idea. And the show is called Comedy Power Hour. I just thought about it because I was like listening to some 80s music, and I'm like, okay, let's call this show Comedy Power Hour, you know. So I got Raqib. Raqib is from
Hour.
yeah, that's right. Raqib is from Penang. He's formerly from Penang, but now he's based in KL. Used to work as a journalist. Yeah, he's freaking smart, like one of the smartest comedians
Wait,
I know.
the skinny one, right?
No,
big
Raqib is the big size guy.
Big one. All right, okay, good.
Yeah, and Riezman, which is the youngest one in the scene. He's the baby lah. Basically, he's like what 23, 24 years old.
That's young, man.
Yeah. But like he is one of those. I mean, he is a proper Gen Z, and like the only reason I got him to be on the show also is because like he has just a very different outlook on things, and like you know, and even when I've done shows with him like on live shows, like his outlooks on like, because I think that's the cool thing about doing comedy, because everyone has a different worldview of how they look at stuff. And like
But he's also someone from Sekolah Agama, right? When he was young.
no,
Was
no.
he?
No. He was not. That was just a joke. So, but
Okay. I thought he was.
but he grew up in Bahrain. So he was in Bahrain for like all his teenage. I mean, from young to teenage years, and then now recently he came back to KL. That's why he's got that American accent, because he's studying in the American school. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the whole show. So it's basically just like 20 ringgit, and like you just buy the ticket from PTX, and then on the day you get a stream link, and then you just click on the link, and then we'll perform lah. So that's the whole idea. I mean, and then that's the thing. I mean, like we've been trying to sell the shows. We only got like 5 people bought the ticket so far.
Don't worry, the friends and family members will do the very last minute. Not
Yeah,
a payday. It's only 23rd. So now government by tomorrow you should get a salary. Private sectors by this Monday should get a salary. So
yeah. Hopefully can sell. I mean, like I was, to be honest, it'd be nice to have like 50 people at least, you know. So I'm not aiming high, but like
No, but that's the experience of doing it online. You know, the thing is, okay, musicians fine. You talk about performers like a talk show's fine online. But I'm always curious about this stand-up comedians doing shows on screen. It's like, you know, your energy level, or rather your interaction. You want to know what joke works, what joke doesn't work, is usually based on your audience reaction, right?
That's right.
So if you're doing something on screen, are they allowed to switch on the volume, or is this going to be complete silence, only you talking one way?
So the show that we're doing for PTX will be just us talking. So it's just purely based on the chat stuff. But the shows that I've done, like I've done a few shows, corporate shows, using the Zoom platform. And like for me, so that's the thing, because when you start doing online shows, I think all the comedians, we have learned to kind of like, you need to learn how to host a bit as well as a comedian. Because like for me, you know, I host a lot of shows. So I'm very good at like interacting with people, even in live shows. So that really helps me when I perform, when I do a set. So I will always tell them, okay, turn on your cameras, you know, make sure, and then I'll give them instructions. If you all are laughing, or if you all are having a good time, please type the word, like we use this thing called W, so it looks like people are clapping hands, or Y's, like standing ovations. So these are all things to make sure, and so I have to constantly encourage them, like, okay, the chat is there, and then like everything that we do has to be like, okay, like people are saying something, what are they saying? Okay, then I see a bit, and I'll talk about that. And also sometimes the cool thing, I mean, the thing about doing shows on Zoom, it's really like a double-edged sword, bro, because like if you ask them to turn on the volume, some people I've had some shows where I hear this auntie, the kids all
Hey, turn on the TV.
yeah,
TV. Hey,
all,
Pritka.
yeah.
How
There
old
was
is about?
there was once, bro. I was doing a show of, I can't remember which company was it, but like I can hear this lady cooking, bro. She was like frying fish or something. I just was hearing like just the thing like tang tang
Okay,
tang, and I'm like, literally like everyone in the room, they're like, who's cooking? So
she stole the limelight for a second. lah.
so those are the things that we have to interact with. But like you and the thing about doing shows online, you cannot do more than 30 minutes. 30 minutes is like for me, I always tell clients a maximum, a good number of timing would be 15 to 20 minutes max. That's
True,
about
true,
it.
Very true.
Anything more than that is like people are going to turn off already. Like people turn off the camera, they don't want to interact, they don't want to listen, you know. So yeah,
Even music for that matter, you got to have that breaks. As for me, like I do conduct trainings on online, so you have the things like okay, 30 minutes, you got to have a 5 minutes break or
Yes,
10 minutes
correct.
break, and then you bring them back in because the attention span of people on looking at the screen for long hours is not really there unless it's a movie. lah.
It's like I was checking out, so I was like, so you know, the whole year I was like trying to get the whole thing moving, like doing online stuff, but like, you know, because I was caught up with my dad and have to bring him to the hospital, so I've like put everything on hold and just reading and learning, right? I found out that apparently people's attention span now, even on Instagram, bro, like when you look at stories, right, like one story would be like what, like less than 10 seconds. People even skip the moment they see like 2 seconds, people skip to the next, bro.
What are they rushing for?
Yeah, and no,
I'm
that's
still trying to-
it's no, and it's like the generational gap is so different now that like the we're talking about the Gen Zs, right, where the attention span is like literally like it's even faster, like they lose attention span even faster than a goldfish, you know. That's how bad it is.
I think a
right?
matter of time, everybody instead of going for that 5 second, 10 second, they're just going to show you pictures.
Yeah, no, even pictures
Just
people
show
don't want to
pictures.
see anymore.
Next clip, picture next. It's like,
Yeah.
what else? I mean, seriously, what are you swiping? Where are you going? What do you want? How much of contents do you want to cramp into your head, man?
And that's the thing. The moment you do this, I think you're just and I mean a lot of people have been asking me like why I've not been doing any videos, I'm not putting up stuff. Like I've just been like rehashing my old materials, like all my old videos and putting it up again. And I say like at this current climate for the last year and a half, not only here, the whole world, everyone has just been churning out like literally noise because it's like and it's noise. I say noise because in order to make an impact for just for a day, you have to put in so much of work, and then within a day, the next day people forget you, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, so it is very very tough.
Yeah,
All
don't
right.
worry. I'm listening. I'm listening. It's just
Okay,
the camera
no,
just
no, I lost you.
needs to work on me, lah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry.
It's like
As
the
usual,
camera
lah,
was like,
my camera.
the internet was like, okay, the AI is like listening to us, bro. Okay, let's get
Yeah.
this flow now.
Exactly. This things I tell you, technology seems to be like. Oh, there you're back again.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, but actually, just now the starting color was so nice, bro.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem. It's like it was nice for a second and then it just disappears. It's like now I'm afraid to click anything. It's like if I click anything, it just goes. I don't know. I just gotta take some time. It's like me and technology is like a million miles away. Like. It's like it's just like me and viruses. It's like that's
no, but
that's
the thing
technology
is,
for me, like.
the thing about like for us who are like okay, like I mean, I grew up in like church, and I learned to coil cables and like clean the guitars, and like, you know, like even in production I had to like coil all the cables, put the lights down, you know. So like we know the hardware stuff of it, like, you know, we know all this. So like it's just the software that gives us a problem because
It's just
because like even before all this live streaming and all this came along, like cameras were all like hardwired, like, you know, even at events it was like all hardwired, like, you know, like there was no such thing as like, oh, your
dongle and Wi-Fi or whatever.
Yeah, the floor is in the front and we will feed that to the mainframe. Like, no, it was like literally a
one
freaking
guy with the VHS camera just walking around.
like and the guy holding the cable at the back.
Yeah,
that's
the thing. Hey, I was one of those guys, man. You know, Indian weddings.
Yeah,
you know, they
bro,
have
I
that
know.
thing, and then one guy holding the light, the Statue of Liberty.
Yes.
That was my job, so I know that pain, how it felt, man. Seriously,
Yeah.
it was the shittiest job on it, man.
I mean, and that's the thing, because like now, if we're looking at it, because like I think like the kids who are born now in this time period, like the last 10 years, they are already born into the technology. Like they didn't have the struggles that like me and you had. Like we were like right in the middle, so we got to experience the old school stuff and the new stuff. So we really learned to be to really harness the technology well. But the kids nowadays, you give them something old, bro, they're like,
There's like
what is
headache.
this? Yeah,
Yeah.
like seriously, like what is a pencil? You know?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like for me, I don't know, it's been my luck or what, I don't know, or maybe my reputation as such. I always have this thing that I always get the crappiest item and I have to make do with it. It's all
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah.
DIY. It's like, Nav,
Yes.
we don't have a budget. Nav, we don't have this. We only have this. Can you do something with it? So, poop, I mean, you've been to my old studio before, right?
Yeah.
The ones that I used to work for. It's like, this is all we have. You have to do something with it. I was like,
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
you,
yeah.
man. I got to do wonders. I got to pull wonders out of my ass just to make that happen, you know.
Yeah,
So
I know.
that's always the thing. So it's like even this setup is like, okay, now what do I do, man? I only have a budget of this. I don't want to spend too much. Okay, let's pick up whatever I have, and so far so good, lah. But then again,
Yeah, yeah.
it's like you feel left out when you just go on. You know, when you go online try to learn about this, it's like, shit, this is stuff that dinosaurs use, man.
Yeah, I know. And that's the thing. Sometimes like I've done shows where I go to the venue, like so, and it's like speaking like I remember the last big show that I did was at KL Convention Center. It was really good, right? Like so like comedians, we are like very easy. We are very straightforward. We need a mic, and if it's a big venue, I need a monitor as long as I can hear myself. Jalan, right? So I go on stage, and I think it was a young sound engineer at the console there. And the guy was like, okay, the before the stage, the guy, okay, this is your mic, bro. You take your mic. I say like, and I am like, do you have a wired mic? Because I love using a wired mic when I do shows. They say, oh, we don't have wired mic. We only have this. I'm like, okay, fine, use that. And then I was like telling the guy like, okay, I'm very loud, so like you have to tell me like I'm gonna go loud. You have to tell me like if it's gonna peak, so you adjust the levels. Because he was using one of those new Mackie
Okay, makes
things
sense.
where you can, where you just preset, you can set. It's very easy to do. I've seen people do it, and then it's like, pop, bro. It took like half an hour, bro. Half an hour to.
Let
I
me
say like,
program that.
yeah, and I'm like, I say like, bro, tak payah buat banyak, bro. I just nak dengar
Just
punya
pull
suara
the fader
dekat
down.
yeah, I just nak dengar my monitor, and I say like, and then when I was performing, I was doing the sound check. Suddenly he put reverb. I say, bro, I'm not singing, bro. I say outside because I have one bit where I talk about songs. So when I did the short bit of singing the song, the fella put the I said, bro, I literally, bro, then don't need tak payah reverb apa-apa, just biarkan biasa je, bro. So
Sometimes it's just too smart, lah.
no, and that's the thing. It's like that's the thing. So like sometimes you have people like we all like, okay, whatever we have to jala, we have to do the show.
Exactly.
And then you have those fellas who have everything and they don't know what to do with it.
Ah, man. It's like I've had that before. You know, I train MCs occasionally, right? So there's a couple of events that took place where I have MCs who only like to work on with specific microphones. The sound has to be like this. I don't know how if crowd. Oh, my mic must be like this. My sound must be like that. I said, dude, you have the best equalizer and amplifier. Your throat, your voice. Use it. No, but that's not how I do it. It's like,
Wow.
okay, right. You don't even know. And they have this trend of holding the mics like this, like that.
Yeah, that's
the style of
I
holding
know.
the microphone. I just want to smack those flips out. Cow.
I know, man. I mean, like that's the thing because, compared to all the other comedians that I know, like for me, because I was I grew up in church and all that, so I kind of know like mic dynamics and all that stuff. Like, then I always tell them, I told all these guys, like, all these young comedians who come, like, they'll come first time, like they'll be like, hey guys, my name is like, like I say, like, after the show, they're like, hey, how I did, bro? I say, okay, bro, the mic is known as a unidirectional mic, right? You hold the mic as close as possible to your mouth and talk, because when you do this, no one is going to listen to you. And it's like, like the SF, the SF58s, they're robust, but like it only works well when you put it like up front.
Exactly,
mouth,
straight.
Know?
Your mouth, your mic, and that's it.
So it's like, so they're like, oh man, like, but dude, like some of the fellas I know until now, like 5 years in, still don't know how to hold a mic, bro.
Oh yeah,
like this,
a lot of them. Trust me.
And I'm like, oh my god, like guys, seriously, like so. But like the ones that I work with, I think so they all learn by trial and error, and I tell them like, okay, like you, like some of them who perform, okay, they got like very low energy. I say like, if you have low energy, you cannot put your mic further away from you.
Yeah.
You have to put it close to you, because that's the whole idea. Because you're a funny guy, because you're giving a lot of facts. People want to listen to the facts so that they can laugh at your punchline. If you're not going to, people are not going to hear your facts, then they're not going to laugh. Then you cannot complain like, oh, I'm damn funny, but no one, because you're not holding the fucking mic properly.
Actually, there's a science to it, right? When it comes to
Yeah.
stand up, that's the thing people that don't really pay attention to, or rather, people take for granted. It's like I think we had exactly the same conversation a year back about, hey, you say you're funny, like this, be a stand-up comedian, but actually, there's a whole lot of science behind this stand-up comedy.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
That's
It is.
the thing,
It
it's
is.
like knowing when your punchline is, when you're coming in, your transition of jokes, your microphone,
Yeah.
the music, when you want to do it. It's science. I mean, people say, okay, you try open mic live, it's good. You never know, man. I mean, seriously. I mean, I've like handled, crowd of 70,000 before.
Yeah.
I have no problem. But you ask me to tell one joke in front of four flares, I'll panic, man. I'll piss my pants away. Seriously, that's what's going to happen to me. You ask me anything at all in front of the prime minister, I've done it. In front of presidents, I've done it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you
yeah.
ask me to tell one joke in front of four flares, no way, man. I'll shit bricks, dude. No way I'll do it. I have a huge respect for stand-up comedians. The science behind it is amazing.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think recently, if you saw the news, what's his name? A comedian called Norm Macdonald. He passed away, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, he's like one of the legendary comedian, and he's like he was on interview on Larry King, and then was it Larry King? Oh, yeah, I think so. It was Larry King. I think so. And then he actually said that a lot of comedians nowadays want to be smart. They don't want to be funny. Like for them, funny is just the supplementary thing to being a comedian. But no, the main thing is you have to be funny in order to
That's-
be smart. You know. So
Exactly. And he does this Norm Macdonald, he does this jokes that makes him look really stupid, but it
Yeah.
makes you laugh.
no,
It's
that's
like,
the
you
thing.
know, like when he roasts people, he tells all the stuff that is stupid, but halfway
Yeah.
through you realize people get the idea, and
There
then you
you
start
go.
laughing at
Yeah.
the end of it, you know.
And I
It's
mean, like people,
he's amazing, man.
yeah, and also people say like, oh, look, I mean, George Carlin is smart. You know, I said no, but George Carlin is smart, but he's also freaking funny. Like, you know what I mean? Like his whole purpose is he wants to make people laugh. His first thing is not for people to think. He's like, I want to make people laugh, and then after they laugh, they go back like, hey, actually, what the fella said is true, right? You know,
Yeah,
because that's the
that's
whole
the thing.
that's the whole
It's a
science
two-in-one
behind it.
thing, lah.
Yeah, you know, so and I mean, for me, I feel that the industry here is still very much growing, because it's like, you know, only now we've got like 2 comedy clubs, and then we've got like, you know, and then it was going somewhere and the momentum was picking up, and of course now COVID happened, and it's kind of like, because to be honest, as a Malaysians, as a like the Malaysian culture is very much like, we don't like controversial, like we don't like controversy, or we don't like to address, like when someone's talking about like something very serious on stage, they will literally take it serious, as like really serious. They're like, but they don't want to listen to the funny to it, you know.
Oh man.
Dude, that is like, and bro, and like seriously, that's one of the things I say during my shows, is like, if I say something a bit, and not even controversial, I just say something that's happened in the news, and then I make into a joke that day, and people be like, oh, you know, they will just start cringing. I say like, you know what, if you like, don't come to a comedy show and do ooh, oh, don't feel offended. If you want to be inspired, go to a TED talk, right? You know, like
That is the thing. You walk into a comedy club, you should realize from start till end is comedy. That
Yeah,
is why
that's
it's
the thing.
called a comedy club.
Yeah,
Stand
you
up
know?
comedy. Comic.
Yeah,
That's the whole idea.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
try to find the rational in things and look
No.
for the logic in the whole thing. It's
Not
just
at
like
all.
movies. Everybody seems to be getting too much into it, trying to find the logic in every single shit that goes on screen.
Yeah.
You know, all that so-called lately, that's the so-called woke culture, that balance
Yeah.
and this and that.
I mean,
man, you're taking the fun out of every single movie, man. You
And
just wanna
also,
have the
like-
balance and all. It's like, oh, dude.
and it's also like, it's funny to see nowadays people are like I mean, like what do you call it, like people would go and dig this fellas like Twitter from like 2005
Yeah.
and say like, oh, this guy, you said wrong things about gay people, you know, like, you know, so we should cancel you now. And I'm like
What the hell
Like-
is wrong with people, man?
like seriously, man. I'm like, I mean, look, from like, I one thing, like I consider myself as a liberal, right? Like, but for me it's like, it has to make sense, like, you know. For me, it's all about making sense, because end of the day, yeah, you can be freaking like politically correct and like woke and all that stuff, but like you like a lot of woke people, they always will say like, oh, you said this, and say like, you are saying this because this is only right to your thought patterns and your beliefs, right?
Exactly.
But you don't understand like what is the other. I mean, of course, if someone's saying something really outwardly wrong, then yeah, fuck, you call him out. You call the person out. It's. I mean, that is
Yeah.
given, all right. But like you're finding like loopholes, and like you're using like ideologies, like like everyone is using like words like like classism and transcendentalism and like in all this
The
stuff.
problem is there's too many. The thesaurus has been thrown around, and too many
Yeah.
acronyms, and too many, I don't know, all those big words just to make the sentence look good, but it means
Yeah.
jack shit.
And it's come to a point because I mean I have friends from the LGBTQI groups, and like, bro, I've heard from my friends, like from my gay friends, like, okay, you're already gay, and then like he said like, even in the gay community you get even more discriminated because you're not particular in a subgroup of this kind of gay people. And I'm like, what on earth is going on? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you as a group of people, I mean, like, you are already oppressed, all right? And you have people who are fighting for your rights. And then among them, they say like, oh, but you are this type of gay person, so we cannot associate with you. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, seriously, like, like one of my friends, he came up to me and said like, like the dating apps, right? So he said like, oh, this guy matched with me, and then he said like, oh, sorry, like, I cannot go with you, like, because you're too thin, you're too dark. And I'm like, I was just mind blown, like, seriously, mind blown to the max, bro. So it's like how we always say like Indian community, that we always will compare like, okay, like in the show, I'll ask like, okay, any Tamilians in the house make some noise. All the Tamil people make noise. Then I'll ask like, any Malayalis in the house, any Telugus in the house. The moment the Malayalis say something, everyone be like, hey, it's like it's like you're a minority within a minority,
That's the irony.
Yeah,
it's like, we should stick together. I mean, I'll be very straightforward. I mean, I'm a Malayali myself.
Yeah.
But I've heard this old stuff. The moment you're Malayali, can you speak Tamil or not?
Yeah.
No, you can't. I was like, oh man, you're a big deal. I said, dude, I can't even speak my own mother tongue, dude.
Yeah, bro.
I don't say I can't speak. It's like, don't blame me. I've just been brought up in such a way. So it's like, why do you do that, man? I never could understand that part of it.
I mean, like, okay, I mean, like the LGBT thing I said earlier, that aside, right? Like, okay, I mean, like, so I already know like some of my friends who are from their community also having problems. Then I was thinking like the world in general, like as comedians, because like there are so many comedians out there, like especially, I mean, we don't experience it here in Malaysia because the comedy culture is not big in colleges or universities. In America or even Australia, like a lot of comedians used to make money because they used to do like university tours. That's their job. Like Seinfeld, like Chris Rock, all these people, they tour the universities. And now universities in America, they actually have special arts what do you call it, agents, like comedy bookers or like musicians that only caters to that specific demographics of the university, bro.
Ooh.
So like, dude, like half of these comedians, they don't want to do the university shows because when they go and like there's one guy, I can't remember his name, like he was performing on stage. He's a Indian American guy. He in Columbia University. The management came and stopped him, say like, we have to ask you to leave the stage because you're talking bad about something. And then he was like, but I do this routine all the time. Like, why and then like, and so now they're like politically correct comedy bookers to book that type of comedians to perform in that specific university.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the thing. Like, you think that what's happening here, it's for us in a way, like I would say the liberals in our country is very much still, it's a very small minority, bro. And even with that, we're already seeing like, oh my god, like, like why are there so much of divide and all that? But places like Melbourne, like like Melbourne, freaking America, like all the university towns, bro, when you say people are woke, people are fucking woke, bro. Yeah.
I don't,
is this a different level?
Here, I'm sorry to say this, but we are woke wannabes.
Yeah, because
something they read somewhere, some culture that was going on, it's like, oh, let's follow the trend, get a couple of hashtags going on, post for a couple of pictures, and then I'm done for it. It's like, that's the whole thing. That's how it works these days. And now 6 months later, it's like they'll jump onto something else.
Yeah.
It's like how, first they go to topic A, which is fight for the guys who've been discriminated or
Yeah.
whatever lah. And then 6 months later, this guy be forgotten. They go to guy B.
Yeah.
Guy B fight for his right, but they don't realize that his right is to discriminate the guy A.
Yeah, correct.
And that's how it goes right now. Even now, they talk about, equal rights, discrimination, ooh-ha. And then you're fighting between the guys who took the shot and didn't take the shot.
And that's the thing, because like for me, I always believe that, okay, if you know that you want to fight for a particular cause, you stick to it. Like, don't, like, because end of the day, I can't remember when I was watching one of those things online, and the person was telling like you, one person can't solve the world's problem. Like, like he's like, I think so they were saying like, you creating a hashtag and a movement, blah blah blah, yeah, it may make an impact to a certain group of a community, but like that is years and years of collective work. It's not just something that happened over 2 months.
Like if you watch Jordan Peterson, he has one of the best example. You want to make a change, start making your bed first.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Stop trying to change the whole world or whatever.
Yeah, because end of the day is like, because like there are so many things like people are passionate about. So like you have to pick your battles. Because like if you're going to be like fighting for everything, because I'm pretty active on Twitter, bro. If you go on Twitter, that is literally like your doom scrolling, bro. That is how bad it is on Twitter. Okay.
I mean, I have to be honest with you, man. I am tired with this social media. I'm seriously tired.
I know.
I
what
just
you
can't
mean.
decide. When I just go on Facebook, they tell me to go on Insta. When I go on Insta, they say, "Hey, dude, you should try tweet." And then when you go to tweet, they'll come up with some new names. Like, come on, man, I can't cope up. So I'll stick to Facebook one. That's it. And I think you've seen my Facebook, right? How it is. So I can only focus on one thing. It's like too many things. I don't know how people keep up with it. Are you active in all social platforms, or you just specifically on one?
Like for me, I only use, the reason why I'm on Twitter is because like I post all my shows, because it's like it's easy consumption. People are just scrolling, right? But like it's the only place that I go to where I can see like a major divide, bro. Like Facebook, you can see the divide, but you have a very much like you will see like a bit more older folks, a bit uncles, aunties who use Facebook, and then you have them giving the opinions, and then you have Instagram, where it's just flashy. It's just, Instagram is all about like presenting, looking good, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. Twitter, on the other hand, it's like it gets evil, bro.
Really? I should get on board, man. I'll enjoy this. I like pissing people off.
Yeah, for me, it's like I am on Twitter because like I'm always reposting just photography stuff or like my photos or whatever, right? But like when something happens and then people harp on it, and then you have like some of the people who are like really well known, and then like people retweet that, and then you'll see all these comments coming, and then this will retweet, and like and it's like when you look at it, right, it's like, the other day I posted one, and then like one of the fellows said like, "Oh, what you're saying is wrong." I said, "No." I literally said like, "Do you know, everyone on Twitter, we are all trying to find, we're all fighting for the same thing, We just want the world to be a better place, or we want Malaysia to be a better place, or we want the rights of colored people in our country to be better." That's the bottom line. But there's so many layers of like things coming in, and like this facts coming in, and this fellow is like saying no, and then like fight, and then you have the ultra right like fellows coming like, "Oh, you balik kampung, balik China,"
out of nowhere, one idiot to come in there.
And I'm like, so like that.
My favorite part is whenever we have those guys, that be one religious dude out of nowhere,
some
religious book out of anything lah. He'll just talk about that, and then he'll try to divert the whole thing with,
and
doesn't make sense at all.
Not only all the religions, everyone will come out. Like Christians will come out, Muslims come out, Hindus will come out.
Like, what the hell are you guys want? At the end of the day, what the conversation that started is no longer there. It's gone. Nobody's talking about that anymore.
My favorite comment in those threads are the fellas who all of a sudden like, anda nak jual coin lama tak? There'll always be one guy, and this is during when Moidin was giving out live reports, for COVID,
Promosi.
And it's just like anyone got old coins to sell, and I'm like, dude, like the country, people are dying, bro. You're promoting your property, like seriously, like am I going to be looking for old coins in my house?
Exactly. Those guys are champions. They know when to go for their marketing and branding exercise, man. Out of nowhere, that becomes viral to the maximum. And speaking of viral, even lately, that so-called the feminine product kind of thing, everybody was like fighting over it left and right. But I would say everybody fell for it.
Yeah.
Dude, that was one of the best marketing techniques. ever.
Yeah.
Good or
And that's
bad.
and that's the thing. We see the problem with like not only Malaysia, right? Anything that got to do with women issues. Like people don't know the company well, first and foremost. Like Libres has been like like when they came in the market, apparently, like I went and did some like I went on a rabbit hole and learning about the company. They were like the Nando's, like how Nando's with their ads are like just like in your face, and like they don't give a fuck. Like, and Libres
Exactly.
did the same thing. Like Libres, I mean, like they knew that sanitary products is a taboo topic to talk about, but they made it really accessible for people to consume it very easily. All right. So, and all this particular campaign that they did is like they've been doing this campaign for the last 5-10 years. And and Adiba No was part of the campaign, like one of the earliest campaigns. So now the moment when they did something like this, like for me, it's like, yeah, I mean, it is very sad to see the mentality of like some of the people that is made the comments. But yeah, people know about the brand now. It's going to sell well.
Exactly.
I feel that they shouldn't have taken the post down. That is, I always will stick on that, because like, if you are really like people, like, this is the thing about like people who are being woke and like all the stuff, when they come attack you, right? Like, and then immediately someone will say like, okay, I apologize. No, you should never back. If you know that what you said is the truth, don't ever back
Exactly.
down.
What
Stick
was the
to it.
quote that Jordan Peterson said? In order to pursue the truth, you have to offend sometimes. You
Yeah,
have to offend others sometimes.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's how it works. It's like, but at the same time, it's like it depends also for how you want to look at the branding or marketing aspect of it. People just want their name to go around,
yeah,
get online for a while, where people talk about it, and then come up with something proper where people will just remember the brand. It's like good or
yeah,
bad,
yeah, yeah,
but I just remember the names. Like, for example, I'm going to use your name for a second. Okay, Prakash Daniel, you said something extremely controversial. Your name is just slammed all over the internet. People
yeah,
are slamming you, complaining, and who. Then all of a sudden you come back and say, "Hey, I'm sorry, guys, I won't do that again." 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, you come up with this nice poster. Hey, I got my show coming out over here. People
yeah,
just forget about whatever shit that you
yeah.
said before, but they remember your name. So it's one of the branding exercise, but which I don't find it to be a good thing, because if
Yeah,
that's what you want to target from your customers, are they the kind of customers that you want?
I know.
Is that
And
how
that's
you
the
want to
thing.
sell your brand?
Like one of the things I was telling the comedians is like, I say like, like the plan was this year. I'll if I thought if COVID was like all gone or whatever not, I was like the start of 2021 is like I'm gonna cancel myself. you know, like I just go out and say like, hey
Yeah.
guys, you know what? I'm sorry, I touched myself, and like I'm gonna
The-
cancel myself. I'm wrong. Like just and
I
then
shouldn't
and
have
I
done this, man. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have had that beard. I wanted to
yeah
keep the short, clean shave. Now I've offended all those non-hairy people. I
yeah
shouldn't have done that.
it's like, and then I go on a apology tour like all around Malaysia
Exactly.
just performing, and I mean
Bring
like
bring some tweets that he had about 5 years ago. Bring it all back. I said
yeah
this
like
5 years ago. I shouldn't have said it back then. What was I thinking back then?
and that's the thing, because I think people are and I think that's the cool thing about doing comedy, because like like all the comedians I know in Malaysia, like I mean the ones that I hang out with lah, like this is we're excluding the big guys lah, they are doing what they're doing, but like the ones next year is gonna be my 10th year, bro, doing stand up. Can you imagine, bro? I
Wow.
mean like yeah, bro, it's gonna be 10
Whoa.
years. Yeah. So I
Time
started
fly.
yeah, so I started when I was 30 and I'm gonna be 40 next year, so 10 years. And
Oh,
I'm
I've
like,
known you for that long. I've
yeah,
known you
so
before
I'm
the stand-up comedy, man.
yeah, actually I've known you before. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh man.
it's like and like I realized like whatever I've been doing, right? Like so when I did my 1 hour show in 2019, uh and it was the theater show in PJ Life Arts, was one night show, and like 450 people turned up, and I'm like, and I realized like when I was doing the show, like, okay, you know what? These people who come to my show right now, like they really like what I do on stage. So I kind of know my people, you know what I mean? Like, so like I don't have to worry about like offending this group or what, because like whatever I said on stage, because like I am always been the person, like I talk a lot about like brown people issues. That's one of my main things that I talk about. And like
That's a
and
never-ending issue anyway.
yeah, it is now ending issue, but like the whole idea of like doing stand up here, so especially in this climate, it's like if you are like really like you're funny and you really love the craft, you will have people watching you, because end of the day, like, people will still want to watch what the big guys are putting out. We're talking about Douglas, Harith, all of them are putting out stuff, and yeah, and they have a following. No harm in that. But like a lot of the audiences who come and watch people like me and like Kiran and Brian, and like people like Raqib, like after the show, they want to hang out with us, and they were like, they just don't say like, want to hang out and take a photo. No, they want to hang out and have a conversation with us.
That's how it is.
So and that's the cool thing about doing stand-up, like, because comedy really gives you that opportunity to really push the boundaries to, like, not only entertain people. Yeah, you want to be funny first, but at the same time, like, you really can say what you want to say, because like I think so, it was Kalin who said that, or was it like, I can't remember, one of the comedians say like, you can actually make jokes about anything. Nothing is like it's limitless. You can actually, because we have the capability of like actually putting it in, like, someone was saying that comedians are the only ones who are able to say what the common man thinks, but the common man doesn't want to say.
Very true.
Yeah,
I've started to embrace that on my Facebook postings.
Yes, I realized that, which I really like. Because I was talking about you to my comedian friends the other day. So you're like, because some of the posts we were talking about, and then we were like, then all of us are like, yeah lah, why people like we have to be just direct,
Yeah. No, because I've let's see, I would say that I was inspired by stand-up comedians. Of course, I can't do that whole thing of standing on open mic stuff and all, but I've always like instigating people, provoking thoughts. It's like you put a Facebook status, and then what used to happen was at the very start, when I used to do that early last year, it's like people started coming on board, giving harsh comments and this and that, and I've never deleted any of those comments. I just let it go. I let it go, let it flow all the way. And then as time progressed, they started realizing that everything could be turned into a joke. You don't have to be so serious about it. You can laugh about it.
Yes,
so that's what happens. That's what when you see the way I post my stuff, it's like some days, yes, I'm straight to the thing, but majority of the time it's like, it's being sarcastic. It's like I'm slapping you, but I'm not slapping you, but I am slapping you. The kind of thing. So people get the hint, and then when they come in the comment section, it's like they start like, when they give their feedback, also they give it in a joking manner. They don't take it too seriously. They don't take it too personally. So it has changed very much, which I like it. So that's what I'm hoping, that people start looking at things differently. Laugh about it. When you walk to clubs, laugh about it. When you see a joke, laugh about it. Don't get too vogue and start all those cancel culture shit, man.
I mean, like, to be honest, I always have the notion of like, okay, if you really want to cancel me, like, you have to really know me, lah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and that's the thing. I always will say stuff like, I'm always a firm believer in, like, I mean, if you're an asshole, yes, you are outrightly an asshole, all right? And if everyone around you knows that you're an asshole, and like we have literally seen it, you call him out or you call the person out. Doesn't matter. No harm done. But like, you just like, you nitpick like certain words and then you twist it around. And I'm like, okay, I'll give you an example, bro. So I have a joke about like, I talk about my parents. So before I talk about my parents, I say like, my parents were married for like 41 years, and like, and I still remember, I was talking to my dad like, how did you meet mom? What was the song that was playing in your head when you met mom? And then I usually ask an audience, if I see an older couple, I ask them like, uncle, auntie, like I ask them their name. They say like, oh, how long you been married for? Oh, 45 years. What's your name, sir? What's your name, ma'am? Then I ask him like, uncle, when you met auntie, right, what was the song that was playing in your head? Then sometimes you can see that they're like, they want to answer, sometimes they don't remember, sometimes the wife will answer. So this guy answered. Then I say like, so my dad's song was, then I go on with my joke lah. All right. Then the show ends. And then after the show ends, then this girl comes over with this guy. And then because I have a habit of, after the show, I'll go and say, hey, thank you for coming to the show. Hope you enjoyed yourself. I'll do a bit of PR before getting my drink. Then this girl comes up to me. She's like, oh, by the way, you're quite sexy, sir. And I'm like, huh? What? And I'm like, because I was genuinely like shocked. And I'm like, then I say like, okay, maybe can you explain like what do you mean by that? He's like, oh, just now when you spoke to the older couple, like you only asked the man, you never asked the wife.
I hate those people. I hate
and
those
I'm
people.
like,
I hate those species, man. I've seen one too many of that. Of that.
And I'm like, but you saw, right? That was leading to my joke. I'm talking about my parents. I'm not talking about like no, but you could have asked the auntie what. I said
Oh
no,
man, I've
that's
seen a lot of that,
So
man.
bro, I literally pulled my chair. I sat down next to this girl and I said like, you know what? If you were the one, and then if you were on stage, how would you have done it? Then you know what she said? No, oh no, but you're the comedian, what? Then I just like, yeah. Then I just like, you know what? Like seriously, I said like, I literally looked at her. I said like, I mean, I didn't want to be harsh because I had a good show. Like I didn't want this to affect me. And I just looked at her. I said like, you know what? I really hope that you find some joy and happiness in your life.
I hope you find peace.
Yeah, I
find the
literally.
Lord.
You know what I did, bro? I had to. I got a bottle of beer. I opened for her. I said, "This is for you. I hope you find joy and happiness in your life. I'm
man.
not having this conversation with you.
I
going."
feel so sorry for
Yeah.
whoever she was dating, man.
Yeah, I mean,
hope
like,
she's.
I
There's
mean,
a lot of that happening. Is like even I get that a lot when I do my podcasts and or maybe when I do my live shows or even emceeing. Say no, you should be that. You have a balance and all. I said screw you. Don't give me that so-called activist
Yeah.
nonsense when I'm doing my work. It's like
And
I
I'm like-
treat everyone the same. It's done
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah,
How
and-
if I want to empower them, I'll start a rally. I'll start doing all that things, collect votes and signature, change.org, whatever. Yeah, I might do that.
Yeah.
But don't ask me to do that other
No,
shit, man.
and that's the thing because this was literally it's like a joke about my dad. Right? It's like about it's about me. It's not about that man. I literally and I was engaging with them, and I was not even being harsh. I'm like, because for me, I don't even see me perform. I'm always like the most happy-go-lucky. I'm like, hey, everyone, let's have fun. I'm that kind of person because when you host, when like a lot of comedians, they can perform, but they cannot host. I can do both, and like so it's the job of the host to make sure if a comedian before me didn't do well, I have to come back on stage. I have to reset the room and prepare them for the next comic, right? So it's a lot
Which
of
is
work.
tough, man.
Yeah, and I have to do this for the whole night. The comedians just come there, they perform 15 minutes, and then they get all the biggest laughs, and they will fuck off.
Well, you're the bridge, man. You're the bridge
Yeah,
between one another.
So I'm like, so when this happened, and then like I was still being nice, bro. I was still because I am a person that I really don't like confrontation, but like if you really want to go for it, okay, fine, let's do it, right? So like, and then she was like, I mean, like, can you imagine? You don't know me, and then you just immediately, and after I say, thank you for coming to the show. Hope you had a good time. Please come visit again. Follow us on the Facebooks and all that stuff. She's like, you're very sexist, huh? And I'm like, whoa.
I don't know, man. I seriously, I'm a bit lost or rather confused with this whole. I mean, I don't want to get into the gender equality thing or whatever stuff. That's a different game altogether. But the thing is, people try to find the logic in things that you shouldn't find.
Yeah,
Just leave it be. It's like some things
yeah.
It's like at the start of the conversation we had. It's comedy.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
It's comedy. You're gonna expect jokes, whether it's guy or girl or horse or whatever you want to call it. It's comedy. That's all you do. You have a good laugh. Fuck off. That's it. And don't add on more to it.
And
that's about it.
It's like you say, but it's already creeping into other popular culture. We're talking about movies. We're talking about like songs. I mean, like I don't know if you know this comedian Hari Kondabolu, American guy. He was the one that led the whole movement about like, oh, there's not enough representation of Indian people in Hollywood, and like every time there's a Indian person on Hollywood, it's always the most stereotypical things, blah blah blah. Okay, I understand that issue. Okay, I understand that. Yeah, there's not enough representation of Indian people playing the more like lead roles or whatever not. But do you know he was the reason they canceled Apu in Simpsons, bro?
Ayo.
So there's no more Apu in the Simpsons.
Oh man.
Yeah,
that's the problem. It's like certain characters are unique because of that. It's not about representation. I need a higher class role, something that baby. Yeah. It's like Apu was funny because Apu was Indian.
And not only that, bro. For me, if you look at it, Apu is successful, bro. He's a brown guy in Springfield who's made it big, who's got a freaking corner store, and he's making money, right?
That's like even in movies, there's some things like they want to change the whole thing. It's like some comic characters or whatever has been written for years, for decades, been played by so and so. Let's say there's been a white male who's a Caucasian male playing that particular role. All of a sudden, he has to be gay. She should be a woman. She has to be lesbian, and she has to be colored. who's playing
Yeah.
that particular character. You just change the whole thing. I'm not saying
Yeah.
you shouldn't do that. What I'm saying is try to come up with a different character promoting it altogether.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Don't change
And
what was original
yes.
for that, because people
Yeah.
who's been following that particular character for years were not following his gender, was not following his race or sexual preferences or whatever.
Correct.
They were just following the character.
Yeah.
Until the day that you came in, started talking about, oh, you should have that equality here, you should have this,
Yeah.
whatever activism or whatever nonsense going on. That's why you started injecting to people's head.
Yes.
You should have
And-
just created a character that had all the other things before, and then promote whatever the things that you want to promote.
For I always believe that a lot of these people who are like going against this, I mean, like when they are like very vocal about stuff, they are the people that are actually hindering the real movement, the purpose of the real movement.
Exactly.
Like I mean, I know for a fact that, okay, of course, we've heard about the Me Too movement with the Black Lives Matter. I mean, everything lah, every single movement is around the world. Like all this started from a good place, but because of the way how it's presented, it's really lost its purpose. Like seriously, like I have seen, like I have heard of, like, because of course, like of like my friends who are like, oh, they like, even women who were like, oh, say that, oh, the Me Too movement is like blah 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 blah, and I'm like, no, but you know why the movement started, right? Like they say like, oh, but like this extreme and that extreme. I say no, see, that's the problem. I say when you have people like you, it's literally diluting the whole reason why this movement started.
Exactly.
For me, it's end of the day, if you really believe in the movement, you stick to the core beliefs of the movement and actually follow it, and like, because because the more people are united, the better the message is going to come out, because now everyone is taking one extreme, and it's super crazy, bro. It's like it's very hard to keep up.
I just can't digest. It's like whenever people come and just try to explain those kind of things to me, it's like, dude, do you actually know what's going on?
Yeah.
That's all I need to know. Do you actually freaking know what's going on?
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
don't,
yeah.
then don't talk about it. Just
Yeah.
because you want to be part
Yes.
of that hashtag,
Correct. Yes.
don't talk about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't, please don't. You're embarrassing
It's
yourself.
it's the same as like nowadays when people say like, hey bro, you vaccinated already, bro. It's like, oh, I'm not vaccinated. Okay, bro, let me tell you why. I'm like, nope,
No, don't.
I don't want to hear.
Dude, I have enough information. It's like yes or no. It's like, even okay, I'll admit it. I haven't taken mine yet. I will be taking mine. Okay,
Yeah.
It's not that I needed some time. I just want, because it's making a huge decision. I'm not going to
Yeah,
make
yeah,
my
yeah, it
decision
is.
because 2030 told me I should. Some politician told me I should. I just want to balance things out, because
Yeah,
something
yeah,
that
yeah.
I'm kind of person who's like, all my life I did not take medication.
Yeah, correct.
Believe it or not, I'm not the kind of person who takes medication. I believe in your eating, your habits, your diet, natural healing. So in order for me to make that leap into taking something like this,
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
to weigh the pros and cons.
Yes, correct.
It's
Yeah,
like I'm
totally
changing
agree.
something that for 20, 30 years, and now I'm 45. So, for that
Mm.
X amount of years, I got to change that. So
Yeah.
it's not going to be something just because 10 plus tell me, oh, that's all what
Yeah,
supposed
yeah,
to be.
yeah.
You're not, is the term of even anti-vax for that matter is a bit, it's getting out of hand right now.
Yeah.
It's because making a decision and someone who's against it or totally, those are two different things.
And also people don't realize there's like unlimited, unsurplus information that you need from the right sources for you to make your decisions. It's not something that like you are forced to do. No, I mean, there are like ample, like even simplified things explaining about not just the vaccine I have.
Yeah.
Just talking about basic stuff lah. Like
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
like I posted up my poster for my show. People still message me and ask like, what time is the show? And I'm like, it's fucking written in the poster. It's at 9 p.m. Like,
How to buy tickets? Huh?
Yeah,
Where
I'm like-
to watch?
and I'm like,
This one
no, and that's
in
the thing.
KL.
Like, no, and that's the thing, because we are a generation right now where like information is on your fingertips, but people are fucking dumb sometimes.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I'm like, what's going on, guys?
If
Like,
you paid attention, if you go down to my website, you see
Okay.
me posting every single detail
yeah,
from each channel, which website, link, highlight the link, put into the hyperlink, put pictures, put arrows. I have to do all that. It's like, because every time I do something, it's as simple as this. When you say streaming in all platforms, Spotify got a, Apple got
yeah,
a,
yeah,
Google
yeah,
got a.
yeah.
Which part of streaming in all platforms you don't get? you know.
Yeah, bro.
And then
I mean,
say,
like,
okay,
yeah.
website. I had to shrink my website's name as easy as possible. sltwithnav.com. How difficult is that? No, bro. You should put the description down there. I put a link to your website, dude. I just gave you the website over there. Copy paste. I have to link it. I have to put arrows. I have to pictures. I have to put Mala, Sambarani, everything just for you to click on it.
Yeah,
Trust me.
It goes another level when it's brown people, bro. So
Oh man, I was like, dude, no, you should do this. You should do that, dude. I have put it on every single platform there is. I'm only left with Twitch and Twitter. That's the only two things. In a matter of time, I'm even going to go for the crypto blockchain world everywhere. So you have no excuses. You put everywhere. They're not satisfied. They will not be satisfied. Oh, have you posted an Insta story yet? Why didn't you do IG live?
Yeah.
I was like, dude, enough. Dude.
Enough,
I put it on
enough,
YouTube also, you first don't listen. And
No,
then
and
when
that's
you
the
do
thing.
IG,
yeah, like these are the people like I know for a fact, like, okay, for coming back to comedy, right? Like people who comment on like comedy videos or like comment on a meme like this, like really funny. Like for me, like because I hang out with like Riezman and he's like the young guy, and some of his memes are like really dark, like, but it's like fucking funny to me, right? And then like it's like it just comes to a point where I'm like, I find this really funny, you know. Like I don't understand why you're being offended by this. Like, and I say like it's like, and these are the people who will not come to a live comedy show. Like people who comment on stand-up comedy shows, like the other day I saw Ronnie Cheng. You know Ronnie Cheng, right? The Malaysian comedian who's on Marvel movie. Really good. I mean, he's a friend to all the scene, like, you know. And like the Malayalam poster, like, oh, you know, Ronnie Cheng acknowledges he's Malaysian because he showed his passport in Malaysia. They're promoting the movie. Bro, the amount of hate that is on the comments, and I'm like, what is going on here? Like, why are so many people hating on Ronnie Cheng? And for sure, I know for a fact they have not watched his special on Netflix. They don't know this guy is a comedian. They just feel like, oh, this guy is just using. And I'm like, because these are the people who never spend 50 ringgit to come and watch a show, bro.
oh man,
They will never come and watch a show. Yeah. So we are like, you know what? You want to say, you say, like, I don't give a fuck, man. Like, you know, because at the end of the day, people who come and watch the show, like, they know what stand-up comedy is all about. Like, they are there for, you know, to have a good time, you know? Yeah. Like this, I tell some of the comedians, like, if you all post something and then you all get backlash, just don't worry, man. Because nothing is
life goes on.
Yeah.
No, because the thing is, it's like one thing that Roshan and I were talking about it. It's like some things that you post right now might not be popular or not be acceptable by people, but in the years to come, you never know when the thing could just blow up into something really huge. Like Nas had so many hits through the years.
Yeah,
and
correct.
Nothing much was not so big. Then all of a sudden he did some impromptu freestyling thing going on.
Yeah.
And boom, his previous hits became huge.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen right now. Even people can just say whatever they want to say about you right now. Give comments, not watch your shows. But when the time comes, all of a sudden you might just boom. That's it. You're the next big thing, man. Like even for me, like I always encourage, because I'm not against the mainstream guys, which I am, but no, but the thing is, like, you see, the problem is creating that platform or avenues for everybody. You know, at one point in time, they were like very like, oh, I only take this, I only do this, I don't do that. Then all of a sudden, when everybody started doing the small things, they started complaining. Oh, there's too many small shows, no point. And they started doing whatever that the small guys are doing right now.
Yeah, correct.
This live stream thingy and all this kind of thing.
Yeah.
All the indie guys started doing it a long time ago, and now they started doing it, and then they said, "Oh, we're supporting." Like, I'm sorry, I can't fall for that bullshit ever and ever again. It's like they might just come in with some promotion for 6 months. I actually sat in front of the radio for about 6 hours listening to back-to-back tracks, and I haven't found much Malaysian tracks. And then you come and brag that, oh, we are supporting, we have plans, we actually thought about it, but now 6 months later, nothing's going on. So stop that bullshit, man. Stop that bullshit.
No, because and that's the thing, because like I always feel that like a lot of like so-called mainstream people or whatever not out there, like they will always come to our shows because like most of the comedians that I perform with, we are like, in a way, not to say edgy, but like we really just we just want to talk what we want to say. Like we have our own ideologies and like what we want to perform and stuff like that, right? Like, and like people always come and say like, "Hey, go no political jokes, ah." And I'm like, no,
Never
like,
satisfied.
yeah, and I'm like, dude, I remember the first time I headlined the Joke Factory, Harid's place. Like there was a group of Indian uncles in the front there, all like, you know, rich uncles. Like they like, opened like 3-4 bottles, and like I was just doing my jokes. And it's like my headliner night, and it's like 150 people sold out. You know, like I have my friends and all that. You know, and this guy is just like fucking heckling me, right? And I am a person who's like, when someone heckles me, I try to be as nice as possible to you. I'm not the type that immediately like fucking Jimmy Cow, like, you know, like shoot you down. I'll try to like make you happy, and then like, okay, let you be part of the show, welcome you and all that. And then he just like he was just shouting out random words, bro. It's like, Rosma, like politics, Barisan National. And I'm like I looked at him, bro. I was like, I literally went like, uncle, I'm not a freaking Filipino band in backyard, you know. Like, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like even somewhere like that, you can't just simply throw it you're just throwing me like I'm not taking requests, you know, to make jokes.
Yeah,
exactly. Like you're here. I literally looked at him and I say like I respect you because you're older than me, all right? And I'm like, I'm trying to make you happy and make the 100 other people here happy as well. If the show is going to be about you, I think you're not supposed to be part of the show. You can leave. And then he got angry with me, bro. It's like, oh, I know
bottle, you know.
Yes, he said, you know how much money I spent. I say like, I literally after the show, like, so what happened was, this one he got slightly agitated during the show, but I managed to like shut him up, and I just continued, and I ignored him. I totally ignored him for the next half an hour. I didn't even like. So the moment you starting ignoring, like, they'll just keep quiet. They won't talk to you, right? Show ends, and then he comes up to you like, hey, come la boy, hey, come la, have a drink la. Yeah. I have a habit, bro. I never take drinks from audience. Unless it's my friends, then I'll drink. Anyone else, then I'll never take a drink because they always have an ulterior motive. One, they always want to, like, you know. So this guy comes up.
So the next time you come back, you feel obligated. They think you're obligated to them.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Yeah.
Yeah. So and I'm like, he came up to me. He's like, oh, la bro, come la bro. Yeah. Because I love drinking gin, right? So it's like he had like bottle of gin and all. He had like. And there were some Filipino girls with him as well. So, and
he has the whole starter pack, lah.
Yeah, the starter pack, lah. It's like it's like just come back from like, you know, like a Boracay starter pack, you know. So
let me guess, he had his necktie on in the club.
No.
Okay, because that's the usual brown people starter pack is even at 8 o'clock at night after work, make sure your necktie is still up there. Make sure your sleeves are full to the full, buttoned up to the fullest. May have your beer or maybe your whiskey. And a couple of our friends from the other part of the world.
Yes. So he was like pouring me drink, come la. Then he's like, you know, bro, I was just trying to help you, la, bro. You know, trying to make the. I'm like, no, bro. Like, you're not trying to help me. Like, you shouting out random things is not going to help the show. You're actually distracting the show.
Oh man.
Like, seriously, like, you know. And then he was so adamant, like, oh, you cannot do this, no, bro. You know, I spent a lot of money. You know, Harid is my friend, and thankfully Harid came next to me. He's like, then he said like, then he literally Harid said, I think so. He said like, hey, bro, you know, I'm different, bro. These comedians all different. The young fellas all different. They're not like me. You know, and I
thought this kind of problems only the DJs faced it. Stand-up comedians also face that.
You have no idea, bro. Like, dude, like even at the Crackhouse, the amount of people who comes in and like fucking heckles you, it's like, it's insane, bro. Like, seriously, I was hosting a show, I remember, and like this couple was like heckling all the young comics. I fucking lost it, bro. I went up, I say like to two of y'all, if y'all are not into the show, y'all can leave the show. If y'all don't want to be part of the show, and if y'all want to heckle, you can heckle me. Don't heckle the new fellas. They're like freaking like 3-4 minutes. They're like new. They're like already scared. Like, you know, and then they all say the same thing. They're like, oh, we're trying to help the show. No, bro, you're not helping the show.
Nobody asked you to help.
Yeah. Nobody. You just come here, you just buy your drink, shut the fuck up, laugh, and then you leave, you know?
I think here's an idea for your next show. Please put up a signboard. No, we do not need your help. We only want your money.
No, yeah. I think I'm gonna
no help.
I'm gonna say that like when the show starts, because like sometimes, man, like seriously, some of these guys, dude, like the worst is like when ladies heckle you, bro. Like you have to
Really?
be also like, because you don't want to cross the boundary as a male. And I'm like, bro, like I still remember, bro, I was doing the show and there's this group of aunties here, like all like the bangsa type of ladies, like, like they're all hanging out there and then they're like, all shouting and like same thing. I literally on stage, bro. I went full on Indian, bro. I looked at my friend like, hey, the problem like another problem, eh?
You trust me, they would have been silent after that.
We just kept quiet after that. They're like,
It's a switch off thing. If you, especially with the brown girls, if you speak in a brown language, poof, automatically switch off. Done deal. Cannot.
yeah, but then that's the thing, because like for me, like, because I've already built, not to say I'm persona, but like my stage presence is, I'm loud, I'm big on stage, and like, I'm like, like I'm pacing up and down, I'm like trying to make sure everyone, like for me, like one of the comedians who told me is like, you must always learn to perform even to the back of the room. That is a mark of a good host and someone who's performing well. Because a lot of comedians, they're like, okay, they're like centered, they focus, okay, they get this part of the room ready, they will lock into that. Like a good comedian will know how to perform until the back of the room, because like that takes a lot of work, because you can hear collective energy coming from the back to the stage, because that's what you need,
The participation.
yeah. So yeah, but and bro, so sometimes, bro, end of the night, bro, I'm just tired, bro, like hosting after a show.
I could imagine. I seriously could imagine. That's one thing people don't understand about hosting or being on stage with a microphone. It doesn't matter what field you are, whether you're a comedian, you're a host, a musician. It takes a toll on you
Yeah, man.
physically.
Yeah.
It, not only mentally, but it takes a toll on you physically. Even if it's for half an hour, it really drains you out to the maximum,
Yeah.
because they don't understand that it also has to do with your preparation before the show,
Yes,
during the
correct.
show, and
Yeah.
after the show. So
Yeah.
sometimes after the show, you just don't want to talk to anybody. You just want to shut the fuck up and
Yeah.
get out. That's all you want to do.
Yeah.
The last thing on earth I need is tell more jokes on the table, or I want to listen to you tell jokes.
Yeah. Oh man, like seriously.
You don't need to seek my approval. You don't
Yeah.
need to seek my approval.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
got
yeah,
my
yeah.
blessings. Take it and go home. That's it.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
So
man.
I mean, now I do miss the stage. So hopefully once I'm waiting for my 2 weeks to this one, then I'll start asking for spots and start performing like, and then see what
I
happens.
think it should be okay. I'm guessing that by my prediction is November.
Yeah, but like of me and two other guys, we're actually going to be most probably joining. We're actually taking the challenge to join Maharaja Lawak Mega, bro.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, but it's the first time they're actually having one Malaysia team, like so called, there's an Indian guy, Chinese guy, and a Malay guy. So like, and we are three of us are stand-up comedians. So,
So
like,
basically, you will get about 40% of the votes on Nila.
no, I mean hopefully, because but the thing is now I heard, I mean these are the rumors I've been hearing like from my friends. They're like, so most of these sketch-based comedians, the Malay scene, they are very afraid of stand-up comedians. Because stand-up,
Oh, really?
we as stand-up comedians, we know how to write the joke. I mean, we know what a joke is. We know the structure. We know how to write the premise. We know how to set it up. We know how one flick can like bring up the tag, and then one flick can do the punchline. And we do this on our own. We don't need three people.
Okay,
Like
okay.
for them, the sketch-based people, they have the premise, they have a topic or not, and then they will just sit down and they will just try to go like, okay, hey, nak buat apa ah, yeah, and then it's like a very like they're like also like kind of finding it on stage kind of thing. Like only a few teams are really good at writing, but like most of them are like, so like they are like, so like, even the director was telling apparently like, oh, it'll be interesting because like you comedians can be on stage one person and do a show for 1 hour. Sketch based guys,
You need a team. It's basically putting up a drama, a play.
Yeah, and you take out one flair and they cannot, they will crumble one. So,
and I hope and pray for a change. They'll put comedians as judges.
Yeah,
no
so
more singers. No
I mean,
more
like,
all the other
and
stuff, man.
that's the thing, bro. So I mean, like for me, it's like I'm like, okay. I mean, I told myself like, you know what? I mean, like, the prize money is good. I mean, if we go all the way, the prize money is good. But like for me, it's like, you know what? Like this is will be a good. Just do it, lah. I mean, like we've already been writing and like we've come up with some really good skits, but like it is all based on like our stand-up knowledge, because for us it's like joke writing is first, because we know we have to nail the joke, because if you know to nail the joke, you know the people are going to laugh. And Malay stand-up comedy, Malay comedy is very much like straightforward, bro. You don't have to. They don't have to spend a lot of time writing like facts or whatever. They just want the most easiest, straightforward stuff to laugh and like and. So that's our formula, lah. And like we play the game, lah. We play the whole One Malaysia game because, and now. Now the other teams they cannot do because a lot of the other teams usually used to do like they used to play the Indian character, they used to play the Chinese character, they will over exaggerate and it becomes very racist. Now
you get the people himself.
We can do whatever we want to do, bro.
This should be fun. I'm so looking forward for this. When is this happening, man?
Supposedly the shooting starts in October, third week of October. So
it's not very far away from you.
Yeah, waiting for all the details from Astro and like in all the stuff like the contracts and all the stuff. So once that happens, then we will go full on and just. I mean, our plan is to make it to the finals at least because if you make it to the finals, you get a prize, some kind of payment, like big prize money. But like we try to push it, like just go for it, like So
just bring a different feel altogether for that.
And that's the whole idea because like they are very excited to have first time. Like proper stand-up comics to do like this. So because
start a trend, man. Open up the gates for the rest.
Yeah. So I was telling like guys, like you're fucking supporters, like we just go all out, do our best, and like just because we know how to write. So that's the whole idea. So and we'll just give it a go, like, and then see what happens.
I am so looking forward for this.
Yeah, I know.
We need more of this, man. Seriously, we need more of this. It is some fresh ideas and kind of tired looking at the same thing over and over again, the same joke, same style. Yeah, man, we need something like what you just mentioned earlier, man.
Yeah.
So something can make it tickle you a little bit, like.
Yes, and can be a bit more smarter as well in a way because like because we know how to write the joke, so we can present it, lah. So we see how it goes, lah. So yeah,
I'm so looking forward for it. All right, Prakash.
Hey.
Just before time flow, man. Time really flies.
Wow.
1.5 hours.
1.5 hours. Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Well, when you're having a good time, you don't see time, man. Anyway, yes. Is that how they say? Is that when you're having a good time, you don't see how I forget it? I'm just losing English very bad, ரொம்ப bad nowadays.
ரொம்ப bad.
All the Facebook, all ரொம்ப bad, now.
At least you don't shorten your words, but that's good.
Yeah, I got no patience for that, man. I can't help it because my wife is also in the media line, so she does all that thing. So whenever I do something short, she'll just give me that look. It's like, what the fuck? So, habit, no choice.
Write the proper sentence.
You write the proper sentences, like, okay, so I push her, she push me, end of the day. It's That's why you never find a short post on my Facebook. It's never a short post. I can't tweet because of that. I can't do Insta because of that, man.
I know what you mean. Like 140 characters is quite a challenge for you. Then.
Exactly. No way, man. I just can't. I just tell the whole story. So 1st of October, it is going to be happening on PTix. It is, okay, now for the benefit of our listeners, for those who still need that link, that flower, that whole, the hyperlink and what, I'm just going to help you out. I'm going to put the post, everything on the website, so you just click on it enough. I'm not going to sit down and explain the whole grandmother story. All you have to do is take your mouse, click on it. If you're using a handphone, use your fingers, click on it, go to the page, pay for it. Then when it comes to the 1st of October, what time is it again?
9 p.m.
Malaysian time, 9 p.m. Malaysian time. Watch the show. Don't try to be too smart. Just watch the show. Have a good laugh. Enjoy.
It's very easy. I mean, like you pay already, you'll get an email on October 1st. You just click the link. Then the show will open. That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and the best part about technology now, you can just stream it to your TV or cast it to your TV and watch the whole thing like I always do. So I'm going to watch that myself, 1st of October. All right. So thank you once again, Prakash.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's a pleasure. I always enjoy having a chat with you. I wish you could do it more often, man. And I wish you best of luck in that live chit chat. Okay, hopefully it turns out in a full-fledged show.
Hopefully, yes. Fingers crossed.
Come on, man. Please keep it on, man. I need some shows that focuses on comedians and all those kind of things. I don't find the genre too much of music, too much of interviews already. I need some proper shit, man.
Boleh.
All right. Thank you so much, Prakash, for coming on board. Where I'll get all the details you need on the website. Please do make sure you follow Prakash. As you can see, his tag, or rather his what's the hashtag?
Just
what's the word for it?
Not hashtag, my handle.
Handle. Yeah, that's right. It's handle. ரொம்ப bad. Okay. Gonna put that as my tagline nowadays. ரொம்ப bad.
Yes.
Okay. Prakash Daniel Comedy. He's on Insta. He's on Facebook. He's on Twitch. Are you on Twitch now?
No, I'm not on Twitch yet. Yeah. Just Facebook and Instagram. That's about it. Yeah.
Okay, so you can just find him there, all the details. Make sure, don't just go there, follow, click, like,
Yes,
follow. That's
correct.
what you got to do. That's the most important thing. All right. So Prakash, thank you so much
Correct.
once again. I wish
Thank
you
you
all
so
the
much
best
for
on the
having
1st of October. Please say hi to your colleagues who's going to be
Can.
performing with you. I'm
Boleh.
pretty sure it's going to be a blast, man. It's going to be a good
Yeah,
show.
it'll be a fun show. It's just a 1 hour show. It's going to be a fun show. We just come and chill out. Because after the set ends, we just 3 of us are going to get together and we just chit chat and then we'll end the show.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
it's 2021. Do people still use that phrase break a leg?
Not in this climate, bro, because we're just performing from home. So
Oh, okay. Break whatever you have to break. Okay,
yes,
man.
just don't break the chair. You're sitting down. or
Don't break the
something.
channel. All right, man. Have fun. Thank you so much, bro.
Thank you so much, bro.